Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. I'm going to give you guys a fresh perspective on things, and I would see them. And today we got a very serious show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and get into this topic here, because this topic was prompted by a conversation I was having with the community yesterday on the channel about this Angel Reese story. Essentially what happened was Angel Reese was playing against Iowa and Caitlin Clark, and they lost that game. And I think Caitlin Clark in that game scored 41 points. I saw the highlights. It was a sensational performance by a basketball player, man or woman. Excellent performance. So at the end of the game, she was speaking to the press. Obviously, she was emotional. And then she started getting into things about, you know, the threats and the hate and all of this. And I personally took some exception to it, because I was like, no one wants to hear this right now. Because last year when you were winning, you were in everybody's face. Same way Caitlin Clark was, by the way. They're both like, you know, they're both players that like to talk trash and show up opponents. They both have that thing about them. But last year, it was all hoopla, it was all love. I mean, you was talking your stuff, right? You was on top of the world. I didn't hear any of that because you won. Right, you was talking big, you know what, because you won. So when those statements started to come out, I wasn't a fan of it. I'm like, you lost, let's move on. And of course, some people started taking exception to this position that I was taking, because I was discussing it on the community section. Yes, and sometimes we get into spirited debates in the comment section. That's why I think we have one of the best comment sections, if not the best comment section in sports media in terms of NBA. We really talk about stuff in there, and people coming in there share their views, and I love it. So what happened this morning, I was going to the internet and I saw a segment from Gil's Arena where they were reacting to the backlash that Angel Reese was receiving, and they themselves began to weigh in on the topic. And as they were weighing into it, you could see that people started to take strong positions, and everyone wasn't really agreeing upon it the way some people want everybody to be in lockstep on this issue. So before we really get into my thoughts, because I have a lot of them, we want to play the exchange that took place yesterday on Gil's Arena, and then want to come back and really get into the show. So take a listen to this here.
It's very odd. It's very
Lexi, I ask you, do people really hate Angel Reese because of her on-court play style, or is there something deeper at play here?
honestly, I have no idea. It's weird. I've already told y'all, the hate that women's basketball players get, specifically black basketball players. No, it's weird. The comments that she gets has nothing to do with basketball.
She beat the person that everyone gave the crown to last year. That's what she's hated about. The girl that was going around taunting everybody. You got South Carolina, the girl about to shoot, she's waving her hand, turning around.
But that's Caitlin doing it.
Caitlin. So you had Caitlin as this Michael Jordan figure last year, and she got beat. The person who beat her threw her own medicine in her face. And the people who were supporting Caitlin didn't like it. Angel Reese rubbed the shit in everybody's face, and that's what it was.
But
I took the shit, and everybody's like, you can't do that to us.
It's still been extremely excessive.
But that's all it is.
But not even from that fan base either. It's like random people.
That don't even give a shit about
that don't even care about women's basketball, don't care about Caitlin Clark, don't care about Iowa, don't care about college basketball.
Do not throw the stone and hide your hands. Do not do that, and then you better not come over here talking about, oh, you threw it at me first. We playing that victim. Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't do that, because you know we live in a society where this is a penalty of leadership. You're gonna wear the crown, you're gonna deal with the consequences. A villain, you live long enough to be the hero to see yourself become the villain. If you can't wear both hats and you can't play the game, it's a hot kitchen. And you gonna cook up. You better be ready for the flames, because your hands gonna get burnt sometimes. That's the part of it. If you ain't got no burn scars, right? And it's like, I get it. You're addressing the fact that you've been going through some shit and it could have played a part in the fact that, you know, y'all didn't make it through, but that's not the case. It's a team game. Y'all lost as a team. Y'all came here as a team. You didn't have this energy last year when y'all won. So when you win, the energy definitely changes when you lose. You're going to lose and it's going to be like, damn, we didn't show up. They played a better game. Salute to all of them. We're going to be back next year, or I'm going to go to the league, whatever it is going to be. It, like, even for Flau'jae, like, she had issues with Angel.
Actually, she said that last year too. Like, I don't know what all the hate is about. Wasn't she?
What?
Angel. Wasn't she? Yeah, she was saying the same thing last year. I don't
You
know
hit
what all the
Caitlyn
hate
with this
for.
and giving her the ring me and all that stuff.
You remember she won and she was still like, why is
That's like Cat Williams said, you need more
Like,
haters.
you're supposed to want haters. So what's this whole thing about haters and what you're supposed to want haters?
Women that come on.
Man, you're supposed
for real.
You're supposed to want haters. The women hate on each other the most.
What's what I'm saying is a lot.
What is it?
The criticism that she's probably talking about has nothing to do with hooping.
That's life.
That's life. I'm about to say that's life.
Life hate.
Okay, but that's odd.
But you put your life on the social media platform to be judged and criticized. That's what they gonna do. Just like
Okay,
our
but
show.
she still
In
has the right
comments,
for
they
that to
criticize.
bother her.
Lot of hate in the
voice that.
comments.
No,
They
this is.
criticize
She
it.
has the right to be able to voice that though, because if you keep attacking her for things that have nothing to do with what y'all just watched or what y'all are cheering for or against, she has the right to be bothered by that.
So you heard what was discussed on the panel. And I'm siding more with Rashard McCann. But before I even get into that, let me read what I posted on the community board yesterday evening, about 14 hours ago. And if you haven't weighed in on it, you can go in there and leave your thoughts as well. The post has about 588 likes and 377 comments. We published it about 14 hours ago. I said the following because I was arguing with someone who said, that's right. I was like, I'm just not a fan of it. Like, listen, if you lose, you lose. Just lose gracefully and just leave, right? And some people started getting into, one person said, I know why you always speak down on black athletes. This is most likely coming from a black person because I don't know why a white person will say something like that. So one black person said that to me, and I responded to the gentleman. I said, but what are you implying here? He goes, well, you know exactly what I'm implying. And then some other people said, I expected this response. I'm like, okay. So I put up a post and I said, so if I don't support Angel Reese, so if you don't support Angel Reese, you hate black people. Get the F out of here. You got black people running around accusing other blacks because they don't support a sore loser. Where did these type of black people come from? So all the Kobe, MJ, Kawhi, Hamilton, Love I show, because I don't support that bull, you know what? I hate blacks. I said, the way some people reason will never cease to amaze me. I said, these people actually live on Earth. Now, I want to read some of the things that some people said. Some people pushed back. Some people agreed. I feel you, but support who you support. I just don't like the attack on these young ladies showing passion on the court. Another person said, facts. If LSU had won, we 100% would not have gotten that pity party speech. She would have been flexing, but since she lost, we got a sob story. Another person said, this channel is getting cornier by the day. Another person said preach. Another person said, people throw down the race card like it's a Uno draw too. Another person said, okay, let me ask this. At the most basic level, what did Angel Reese say or do to deserve death threats that she mentioned? And then some other people. And it just kept on going on and on and on and on. Another person, I can't co-sign this. Another person said this is the definition of willful ignorance. So what's my retort to all of this? Well, I think it's very discouraging to see blacks who step out there and take it upon themselves to become judge, jury, and executioner for other blacks when they don't see things the way that they see things or the way that they think blacks should see things for whatever reason. And I don't understand this. Blacks are the only group of people, not the only, but that I'm aware of because I'm within the community, that feel like we all need to be on lockstep. It's like a monolith. We should all have one view on everything. And I don't know why. I don't understand why. The reason I don't understand why is because we all have different backgrounds. We all have different upbringings. People have different stories. People have different experiences. So why should everyone feel the same way about a particular issue? Number one. Number two, how do you then reconcile the fact that I support so many black athletes like the Jordans, like the Kobes, like the Kawhis, like the Lewis Hamiltons, and on and on and on and on and on, but then come up with a conclusion that says, oh, you hate blacks. How do you reconcile the two? How does it work? How does it really, really work? This is what I'm trying to figure out. How does that even work? Of course it doesn't work. Any person that's reasoning properly knows that that doesn't work, and knows that the only reason they said that is because they cannot formulate a sensible retort, so they reach for that. Now, what kills me is you have blacks throwing the race card back up. So how does that work? So what exactly is the race card then? What is it? I thought the race card was meant to point out certain incongruities and unfairness and unfairness that takes place in society from other groups towards blacks. I thought that's really what it was. But now it seems like the race card can be slammed down on blacks themselves. So the question then becomes, and I need to understand this, are you telling me that that there's a certain group within the black community globally that are basically the oracles of truth and all of what blackness is? And if there is this group, who made you guys a leader? Who? What kind of arrogance do you have to feel that your view should be the prevailing view, and if no one agrees with you, or if everybody doesn't agree with you, then therefore they're not black? What kind of stupid, ignorant, idiotic, myopic, ass backwards way of living is this? Help me figure it out. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it once more. Who's going to offend is going to offend. Everybody has a free... The thing is, nobody forced you to watch the show. You watch it on your own volition. It is within your 100% right to turn off the channel, block the channel. It's within your 100%, but if you're going to watch, then you're going to hear views that you may or may not disagree with. Listen, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The way people use this race thing, you have a lot of people that have bastardized it. What do I mean by this? When you have somebody who every little thing they want to use, oh, this is racist, that is racist, this is racist. When real racism occurs, you jackasses would have overused the race card, or whatever you want to call it. So when it comes time for it to actually be taken seriously, nobody takes you seriously. Because every single thing, if you're going to point to and say this is racist, then how could that be? There are real issues. There's real prejudice and things like this that exist every single day, but you want to use it on this Angel Reese story. Another person said you hate blacks. Really? So what's your evidence for this? Where? I hate my black mom. I hate my black dad. I hate my black wife. I hate my black daughter. I hate my black sisters. I hate my black brother. I hate my black cousins. What are you talking about? What exactly are you talking? What is this need to force feed your views down the throats of other people? What is this need for it? And I already know the comments we're gonna get. Oh, you see, this is why you're not a foundational black. I've gotten that too. Something that recently occurred to me within the last few years, something I never heard, by the way. Growing up in the States, living in the States, born in the States, all of my friends, we never discussed this, ever. I never nowhere ever had a conversation with any of my friends growing up where we had this conversation. Quite literally never. And my friends had different backgrounds, all of them. I have friends, like one of my friends that I went to school with, Andrew Smith. He was, I guess you could say, foundational black. You could tell by his last name. You had others that were from the Caribbean. You had others that were Hispanic. You had others that were from Haiti. You had others from all different walks. We never had this conversation. All we knew was that we were some kids growing up in New York. That's all we knew. But as I got older, I'm now beginning to discover this term. The reason you will not understand this is because you're not FBA. I'm like, okay. Really? This is what we're doing. They're saying this to imply, I've even heard things, you only attack FBAs. Really? Let me ask you guys a question. Who's my favorite basketball player of all time? Let me repeat once more. Who is my favorite basketball player of all time? Please, what's his name? His name is who? Kobe what? Bryant. Where in Africa will you go where you see the last name Bryant? Nowhere. Which means that Kobe's what? I guess you could say an FBA. I hate Kobe. What about Leonard? Kawhi Leonard. Is Kawhi Leonard have a last African name? No. I hate Kawhi Leonard. What about Jordan? Because you're saying I'm against. So what about these examples? What about these examples? How do you explain it? You can't explain it. And I don't like this conversation of, we have Africans here, we have FBAs here, and we're all going to fight. I think it's a losing fight. I think it's a conversation that yields no fruit. I think it's a conversation that is meant to divide. I think it solves no problems. It creates no enterprise. All it creates is discord between people fighting over nothing. You fight, you fight, you fight, you fight. And at the end, what do we accomplish? Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing. The world is a melting pot, folks. It's a melting pot. America is based on different people from all over the world that came in there to become one kind of group. And you have different people with different ideas, different backgrounds, and you have what it is American. What's American? Steve Jobs. Where was his father from? He was Iranian. So let me figure this out. Steve Jobs is not American? What? Do white people run around talking about Steve Jobs and not a foundational white American? What? Hear how stupid it sounds. Do whites run around they claim his ass because he's white. I've never heard it anywhere else. So we need to stop the stupidity. We need to stop it. It solves nothing. And whoever feels like it does, so be it. So be it. Now, I know there are people out there, voices out there that are prominent, that feel a particular way about it. No problem. I disagree with all of them. I don't get into this conversation because it's stupid. In my personal view, it's quite stupid. I don't look at blacks when I was in the States. I don't look at you, oh, here going African, or here going FBA. How the hell would I know just by looking at you? How would I know? When I'm judging somebody's character, I don't judge them. I just, okay, do I vibe with this dude? Yes, no? Okay, all right, cool, you cool? All right, that's it. And that's how we rock. Not based off of, oh, you FBA, oh, you African. Now, there are people that do that. There are Africans that, oh, I'm going to go hang out with Africans. There are people that do it, and I totally disagree with them on that. 100%, because I don't view people through that prism. But let's stop with the stupidity, right? America is a melting pot, period. Because now if you're saying, oh, it must only be FBAs, then I think you create a problem because you remove a lot of the rich history that was created in the States. And I think it's bad. And that's why anyone promoting this is stupid. Personally, I think they're stupid. Because it's saying, well, you can't be a part of the culture, so what you going to take? Okay, so then basically you're getting rid of Biggie Smalls. Biggie's not American. Biggie didn't play a role in hip-hop culture. Hear how stupid it sounds. Biggie Smalls did not play a role in hip-hop culture. Biggie Smalls' mother is Jamaican. He didn't play a role. What about Nipsey Hussle? Nipsey's father is from Eritrea. Nipsey Hussle is a first-generation American. So Nipsey Hussle didn't play. This is what happens when you have people speaking without their thinking caps. It's a problem. Who will get offended will be offended. That's just a bloody fact about it. But I am not one of those people that runs around saying, oh, my Africans come over here to me. My FBA's coming and I'm going to separate. I don't view blacks that way. I don't. FBA could be walking down the street right now in Nigeria and I would not be able to know. Maybe by how they dress until maybe they talk. But apart from that, Shannon Sharp has said he's 90% Nigerian. If I was walking in the States and I didn't know that, I'd be like, oh, there go a black dude. Big ass black dude. That's it, folks. So these are my thoughts. Who's going to get offended? We'll get offended. It's your prerogative. It's your right. You have a right to be offended, but I have a right to give my opinion, and I have the right to have my view, and I don't need to agree with you on this topic. You have the right to agree with me. I have the right to disagree with you. You have the right to disagree with me, and vice versa. What you don't have the right to do is force feed your views down on me and say I must agree. That you can go ahead and kick rocks. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show.